Hi everyone! In this tutorial, we're going to talk about project reports. So firstly, to get to the Report tab, you want to go to the main menu under Project and select Reports, which will bring you to this page here. This is where you will see all previously created reports for the currently elected project. So first things first, you must create a new report before you can add any indicators or data to that report. So to do that, select the plus report button on the top left-hand side of the page. So let's name our report and select Save. I'm just going to name this one Test 1 and click Save. And the name of your report will appear along the top, but you might need to refresh your page first. There it is along the top. So you'll see test 1 over here, and you'll see that our report is currently empty. Okay, so now that we've created a new report, we can select which indicators we'd like to see the results for. So you can do this in two ways. You can add a single indicator to multiple reports from the Analyze Data page, or you can add multiple indicators to a single report at one time through the Organize Report tab, which is under Edit Report here. If you prefer, you can also start by selecting your datasets. So that's a few different methods. I'm going to show you two ways in this tutorial. Let's start by adding a single indicator to your report from the Analyze Data page. From the Analyze Data page, select the data collection tool you want from the top of the page. And when you go to select the indicator you want to include in your report, you'll only see the indicators that are measured by that certain data collection tool. So I'm only going to see these indicators that are measured by this survey. And if you haven't already set a calculation for an indicator, you can do that now. I'll show you how to do it. I'll select Survey with Adolescent Girls and Boys. And I'm going to select indicator 1210.1, access to nutritious foods. So you'll see the indicator details here, and you can edit any details by clicking on the Edit Indicator button. Then you'll scroll down and see these questions and calculations section here. So you can choose how you want to calculate your indicator by filtering or disaggregating results. I want to show all of my questions in order to see all the questions that are asked in this survey specifically. Let's filter our results by gender. I just want to see the female results, so I'm going to select female and save. The question I want to see the results for is access to nutritious foods in the last 10 months. And I'm going to select yes, because I want to see how many females have had access to nutritious foods in at least the last 10 months. Once I select my response, I need to save it. And I'm just going to leave the disaggregation, but here's that row where you would do that. Make sure you press Save Indicator and then Calculate Results so you can add it to your report. And if you scroll down, you'll start to see the results coming in for our calculation. Then you're going to choose your datasets you want to include under Results and select Datasets. It will appear blue if selected, and you'll see your results reflect this. Then you can click Add to Report in that bottom right-hand side of the page. And in the window that appears, you can select all the reports you want to add this indicator to. So just as an FYI, you can't remove indicators from reports from the Analyze Data page. You must do this from the Edit Report settings on the Reports page under Organize Report, and I'll show you where that is next. You may have already set your calculations for your indicators while you were in that data analysis stage, and in that case, great, less work for you now. So let's just see an example that has completed calculations. I'm going to go up to that focus group discussion with adolescent girls and boys. There is only one indicator, and with manual results input, it does not have a calculation. You can see how the data is disaggregated by males and females, and at the space at the bottom is where you can add that narrative qualitative analysis. And you can see the comments and how it shows up here. And if we wanted to add it to a report, we can do that from here again, add it to test 1. So now let's look at how to add multiple indicators to a single report. This is handy if you already have your completed analysis and set your calculations for your indicators. Let's go back to reports, and we'll make sure we're in our test 1 report. And look at this, we have those 2 indicators that we added from Analyze Data already there. Excellent. Let's go into Edit Report from the top right-hand side of the page and Organize Report. So then we'll select the Add Indicators button. You'll see what's already in there, and we can add indicators directly from here. You can select the indicators you want to add and confirm by clicking the plus Selected Indicators button. So right here you can select whatever indicators you want, and then right at the bottom you can click Add Selected Indicators, or you can select Add All Indicators if you wish. Let's add these selected indicators, and then you'll see them here. Users can use the Show Result as drop-down on the side of each indicator to see how it will appear in your report. You can show the percentage, count of a certain response, or a sum. This can be changed in settings later on, and it is specific to each report. So once you've created your report and chosen your indicators, you can choose the data to include if you haven't done that already. So under Datasets, let's look at reported datasets available to us. You can then choose from the list of available options of datasets that have been submitted in your project. You save your selection by choosing Save at the bottom of the page. Let's just choose a couple of things here. So back in Report Settings, we'll see the datasets that we've added. So using that Organize Report tab, I'm going to go back into it here. You can change the order in which the indicators show up. Remember also that indicators that attach to a single result will always stay together. By using this little arrow, you can see how they are moved around here. In the Edit Columns button, you can choose which information is visible in your report. Select this eye icon to show or hide the column. Remember, additional columns will provide a greater depth of information, but it will increase the horizontal size of your report. Okay, here we are in our report, and you can see all the different columns that we have added and the results for each. So remember, you can add a narrative description or analysis for your indicator results at the bottom of that Analyze Data page, which I showed you before. And it will appear as a column in your report like this. A few other things to show you from that Edit Report stage. There is something called grouping. So under Datasets, you'll see this Add Datasets group and Add Aggregated Datasets there, and you might be wondering what that means or how it can be useful to you. So you can group datasets together to display results from different data collection tools side by side, but under one column in your report. This is different than aggregating results. Grouping keeps the results separate but paired together, which can be helpful visually to see them under the same column heading. So to add a dataset group, click on Edit Report, and then under the Datasets, click on Add Dataset Group. Name your dataset grouping specifically to what you want to include in it, and select which datasets to include by checking them off on the right-hand side here. I'm going to call this one Test 1 Grouping. And I'm just going to select a few things to see side by side. Maybe I'll select all 3 of these. Save. You'll see up the top here, Test 1 Grouping and the datasets that we're including. And then we can scroll over and see our grouping results here. You can see these side by side right next to each other. Okay, back in Edit Report and under Datasets, I'm going to show you one more thing, which is Aggregating Datasets. So Aggregating Datasets allows you to combine data from multiple datasets. For example, you can aggregate data from quarterly activity tracking to get numbers for the whole year. So click on Edit Report again, and then back under Datasets, and we want to go to Add Aggregated Dataset. So you want to name your aggregated dataset specifically for what you want to include, same as with the grouping function, and select which datasets to include by checking them off on the right-hand side. So let's call this one Test 1 Aggregated. Okay, And maybe I want to select these two together and click Save. And you'll see that populated right here, Test 1 aggregated, and you'll see the datasets that are included in it. With this complete, you can revisit which datasets are reported and select aggregated groups. These aggregations will be saved in your list of datasets, and you can also see them back in your Analyze Data page now, and they can be added to other reports. But once you're happy with it and you're ready to export it, use the Export button up at the top here, next to Screenshot and Print. You can export as a PDF or Excel, and it comes out exactly as you see it here, colors and all. Let's see if I can just show you quickly. There it is. So there's our new report in Excel, and you can manipulate it however you need for your donor or internal reporting. So please check out our other tutorials and be sure to read through the user guide sections on reports as well as Analyze Data. And as always, reach out to us if you have a question you can't find an answer to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.